Sairam everyone, and welcome to our history class. Let us continue with our lesson, Nazism and the rise of Hitler. So today we are going to start with a new topic, that is ordinary people and the crime against humanity. Children, one big question is there. How did the common people react to Nazism? Under this topic, let's try to get the answer to this big question. How did the common people react to Nazism? Look at here. Not all Germans, not all common people from Germany supported Nazism. There were people who were against Nazism, and those supported Nazism saw the world through Nazi eyes. Not only this, they spoke their minds in Nazi language. They too behaved as per Nazi ideology. When they saw someone who looked like a Jew, anger surged inside them because it was put into their mindset, right from their childhood, right from their schooling, stereotyped. So whenever they saw someone Jew, they felt very anger. They were surged with anger. Okay, and many of the houses of the Jews were marked and reported suspicious neighbors. They were reported as suspicious neighbors. They strongly believed, the supporters, I'm talking about the supporters of Nazism, they strongly believed in Nazism. They believed that Nazism would bring prosperity and also improve the general well-being of the people. Why they had this feeling? Because we all know when Germany lost in the First World War, Weimar Republic government was not successful in solving the problems of the people, and it was held responsible for all the situation, economic crisis, social, political crisis in Germany. So now people thought it was Nazism wherein all the solutions will be given. Prosperity will be brought back to Germany. Children, as I told you, not all Germans supported Nazis. Many who were not supporters of Nazism, they organized active resistance to Nazism. Okay, and proving police repression and death. As we all know, those who were against Nazis, even the Germans, I'm talking not only the Jews or the Gypsies or the Poles or the Russians, even the Germans who were against, they were people, normal people. I'm not talking about handicapped. I'm talking about the normal people or normal German people. Even they were against the Nazism. Okay, these people were put to death. Yeah, we have already seen those who went against Nazi and Hitler, they were straight away put to death. Also, many German, majority of them were just onlookers, apathetic, witnesses. They just ignored whatever was happening. Let it continue. They were less bothered. They were not interested in what was happening. They never thought of stopping it or never nor they joined it. Okay, they just ignored it. Okay, why? Because they were scared to react, to protest, to speak against Nazis. They preferred to look away. They just preferred to keep quiet, ignore it. Pastor nimolar. Pastor is priest, Christian priest. Okay, nimolar was a priest. He was a resistant fighter. And he observed that no one protested. There was uncanny silence amongst the ordinary people, amongst the ordinary German, and against the brutality, organized crimes. What is organized crimes? See, Hitler never used the terms like murder or kill. What were the terms used by him? For mass killing, he used the term like cleansed, purified, final selection, right now, final solution. So these terms were used by him. So everything was well organized. Okay, so no one spoke against the brutality, against the crime that were committed by the Nazi Empire. Now I'll show you image of Pastor nimolar. Pastor nimolar, he is the one, look at your monitor. He was born on January 14, 1892. Nimolar is best known for his opposition to the Nazi party, and that too during the late 1930s. And he was also known for his poem, First They Came. I'll read for you this poem. He wrote movingly about this silence. Okay, children? Now, this poem, First They Came, it was a part of post-war confession made in Germany by Germans. This poem speaks on the cowardice of certain segments of the German population as the Nazis decimated their own country. Nimolar includes himself in this group. He includes himself and also those like him who felt that it was not their business to interfere with the Nazis. This poem is there in your textbook, children. I'll read for you. First they came for the communist. Well, I was not a communist, so I said nothing. So, who are they? This they are the Nazis. Okay, so he's talking about the people who just ignored the Nazi crimes. They didn't thought of interfering or stopping it. Okay. Then they came for the Social Democrats. Well, I was not a Social Democrat, so I did nothing. Then they came for the trade unionists. But I was not a trade unionist. And then they came for the Jews. But I was not a Jew. So I did little. Then, when they came for me, there was no one left who could stand by me. Children, this poem speaks briefly on several of the groups who were hunted down. They were hunted and imprisoned or killed by the Nazis during the Second World War. The speaker, he acknowledges each of this and the fact that he did not speak or did nothing to stop them. By the end of the poem, the violin makes its way to the speaker, the poet nimolar, and there is no one left to stand up for him. Such a beautiful poem, right? Here his feelings are expressed. Now let's see what these Jews must have felt. What were their feelings in the Nazi Germany? Now look at your monitor. She is Charlotte Barat. Okay, she was born on 17 December 1907. She was a Jewish journalist. Though born in Germany, she was Jewish. She was based in Germany when Hitler became the chancellor in 1933. Okay? Children, Charlotte Barat, she was the one who secretly recorded about all the injustice that was done towards the Jews. She wrote all this atrocities in her diary, and this book was later published. In the book called The Third Reich of Dreams. Here in this book she describes how the Jews felt, how they started thinking about themselves. They started to believe in Nazis, what they felt about themselves. They started to believe about the Nazi stereotypes about them, what the Nazis felt about them. They started believing it. Even in dreams, the Jews saw their, hooked nose, black hair and eyes, Jewish looks and body movements. They were haunted by the stereotype images that was published in the Nazi press. These Nazis troubled the Jews even in their dreams. These Jews died many deaths even before they were sent to the gas chamber. Look at, this is the book, The Third Reich of Dreams. Children, as I told you, in this book, the author narrates the situation of the people during the Nazis. Even the author, she was forced to leave Germany during the Hitler's regime. And similarly, others were too asked to leave Germany. This book presents the psychological reactions of the people during the Nazi regime. If you get a chance, do read this book. Okay? Knowledge about the Holocaust. Now, all this information about the Nazi practices were known to people out of Germany during the last years of the regime. It was only after the end of the war and the German defeat in the World War, the world came to realize the horrors that were practiced in Germany. When the Germans were defeated, they were, preoccupied with their own problems as a defeated nation and trying to emerge out of the rubble. But the Jews wanted the world to remember the atrocities and the sufferings that they had faced during the Nazi killing operations, which was also called as the Holocaust. A ghetto. We all know what is a ghetto. A ghetto inhabitant was a person who was put into a ghetto, said to another, who were they? Yes, they were the Jews. He said, the first person said, he wanted to leave out the war just for half an hour. That means it was assumed that he wanted to tell the world about what happened in Nazi Germany. This indomitable spirit to bear the witnesses and to preserve the documents can be seen in many ghettos and also in the camps. The people, the Jew inhabitants, who wrote diaries and kept notebooks and all created archives. Listen, what did this Nazis do with the documents, with these diaries written by the Jews as they lost the war? The Nazi leaders, what did they do with this write-ups in the diary? Yes, these Nazi leaders, they distributed petrol to its functionaries, to its officers. Why? To destroy all incriminating evidence, to destroy all the proof, to destroy all the evidence that were available in the offices. In memoirs, in fiction, in documentaries, poetries, memorials, and museum, this history and the memory of the Holocaust is still alive. These are tributes to those who resisted it and embracement to those who collaborated, joined the Nazis, followed the Nazi ideas, and a warning to those who watched it in silence, those who just did not speak out. They were scared of the Nazis or did not even bother to stop it. So children, with this, we have come to the end of this lesson. We have finished with the lesson Nazism and the rise of Hitler. We will meet very soon, but not with history, with political science. Till then, take care. Bye.